It dawned on me the other day as I was mapping out my current dreams and desires for my financial life that I never really shared the story behind my plant business. And I think it's worthwhile to do so, mainly because there are so many blessings, but also so many lessons that I think others might find of value. Hello, welcome. My name is Jay. I'm a Chicagoan. I'm a vegan. In case you don't know, I own a plant business called Black Plant Lovers. And I thought it would be fun and a lot of other things because there's a lot to share to go over how my brand started in 2020 and bring you up to date to where we are here in 2025. But without any further ado, let's get into it. So welcome to part one of the making of a brand. I have always been a plant lover, like 100% obsessed with plants, okay? They are my jam, right? They bring me so much joy. So this here is a look back at some of my plant babies. This was back in April 2019. I had just finished repotting them. Every spring and summer, I would put a lot of my plants on the balcony so that I could enjoy them when I spent time out there and so that they could, get some sunlight and actually spend some time in nature. Living in Chicago, the amount of time that the plants get to be outdoors is very short. Okay. But my plants flourished outside, and every year the problem was always, where am I going to put them now that they've grown so much larger? That's what you see here on this video, where I'm just trying to figure out, like, where am I putting all these plants? But I always made it work. Fast forward to 2020, and of course, most of us were sheltering in place those early months of the pandemic. My balcony is literally the only thing I miss about that apartment, because it truly was an oasis for me. Like, I absolutely love that balcony. And also, I can't tell you how many meals I ate out there. Like, so many meals. Here's like a few of them. And as you can see, I was a pancake girl. Like, I was making pancakes constantly. I love pancakes. And then I had my favorite breakfast sandwich that I made a lot, and just a lot of other things. Like, I just enjoyed being out on the balcony so much. It was such a gift to me during that time, because it was, a pretty rough time, obviously, in the world. But I felt so peaceful, and having that balcony definitely added to that. Just being able to sit out there up on the third floor, away from everything except for my neighbor's cats when they got a cat. That's a whole other story. We won't go into that. But in addition to having a lot of meals out there, I would have my morning tea there, and that's when I got to share a bunch of my crazy mug collection. If you know, okay. If you know, a girl has a lot of mugs. And of course, it's a place where I meditated. And like I said, it was very peaceful. And I'm so grateful to have had that. And I'm hoping to have, something very similar in my next home. And I also even would set up a projector out there and have like my little solo movie nights. Oh my God, it was everything. That I just absolutely love. But back to the plants. So fast forward a month later to July of 2020, and I created a podcast for Black Plant Lovers. I mean, I had already started building this community with people, and they were so gracious and so welcoming. It was so funny because the way I dropped in, people thought I had been there. Like, because they were finding me, I was finding them, we were connecting so well. People were like so surprised that I had just created that account. But here we are a month later, and I'm creating a podcast. And I absolutely loved it because I had so much fun getting to interview some really amazing women. And then a month after that, I decided that I wanted to contribute even more by creating products that truly spoke to me and my creativity that I thought they would love also. And the very first product that I dropped was this tote bag. It's a jute tote bag with the logo Black Plant Lovers on it. And it was really awesome to see people wearing the designs that I created and made with my own two hands. Speaking of that logo, it literally took me weeks to finalize the font. Originally, I was going to incorporate some type of plants, like some kind of plant graphic into the logo. But then I just decided that the name was strong enough to stand on its own. And after a couple of weeks, I finally, probably was more than a couple of weeks, but after some weeks, I finally decided on the font. And I share that to say that if you're working on your brand identity or just working to create different designs, my suggestion is to keep it simple. KISS. Because ultimately, simple is best, and hopefully the quality of your products and or service will define your brand. But this is part one of building a brand. I'm not sure how many parts of this series will be because it's a long story. But I don't want these videos to be too long, so we'll end this one here and stay tuned for part two.